There's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the water, see it swimming.
Well, in 1984, the year of the Bhopal disaster, I started to plant a lot of neem, and I started to train a lot of farmers on the use of neem, and started a campaign called No More Bhopals, Plant a Neem. 10 years later, we find this patent in a biotechnology journal saying, world's first ever invention of neem as a pesticide. I said, well, my mother used it, my grandmother used it. Where is this coming from? So I got hold of the patent. We then built up the challenge through arguments. One was a mass argument. I collected 100,000 signatures and took 100,000 signatures to the European Patent Office. Second is we got all the scientific publications that predated the patent, because you can only get a patent for something that's novel. And if you can establish that what they are patenting as their invention existed in published literature, which is called prior art, you can't get the patent. So I actually found the scientists, took them to Munich, and it was the combination of forces that led to the revocation of the patent. You know, I'm very much an anti-reductionist. And my training in physics, and sadly, Mr. Remnick, I do have that training, particularly in quantum theory, which teaches me to analyze process and teaches me to analyze interconnected systems. So while GMO turf might have been confused because of public relations, not on the ground, there's no debate on the ground. A seed fails, it has failed. A superweed emerges, which they're having to pull out by hand on farmlands here. That's not a debating point anymore. But the black and white is this: industrial agriculture, of which the GMO introduction is the latest step. We can say there is enough evidence that it is totally damaging for the planet. It is destroying our small farms and rural communities, and it is destroying people's health. That is a black and white, and that is the way we should go. GMOs are embedded in the industrial system. Industrial system is trying to find a new lease of life through this, and it's not doing very well. Whether you look at the science of the fact that some systems are self-organized, they organize from within. I plant a seed, the seed gives me a crop. And some systems are externally put together, like a car, a machine. And over the last 20 years, the whole idea of intellectual property has been based on redefining living systems that organize and reproduce themselves as if they're machines and manufactured and inventions. At the other level, when this is embedded in the industrial system, we're always made to believe that industrial systems produce more. But when you look at the energy system, they're using 10 times more external energy than they're producing as food. So an endosomatic system is one that uses the energy of the system through the composting, recycling, agroecology. Exosomatic is where it has to be supported by huge amounts of fossil fuel inputs, and the equation is 10 units of energy, fossil fuel based, for producing 1 unit of food. It's a negative economy, which is why it's not sustainable. Yeah, we should wrap up, maybe one more.
Okay, one more.
You know, till the 1995, we basically had an industrial agriculture, largely in the industrialized countries. A little bit of the Green Revolution in places like India, Punjab. After 1995, with globalization, the trade factor got added to the industrialization factor. And what this is doing is expanding industrial agriculture on the one hand, destroying food systems, destroying livelihoods, and the 300,000 farmer suicides in India is an example. And then destroying and degrading food and diets. because the issue of dumping something bad is more important for the profits of agribusiness than allowing local agriculture. So the three battles I have had to fight include the dumping of soya oil and the destruction of our local oil economy. We did a mustard satyagraha, which is the fight for the mustard, and we brought it back. The dumping right now on inferior pulses and dals, destroying our pulse production, which has, the imported dals are 7% protein and our dals are 25 to 35% protein. And the third issue is using false pseudo-safety standards to shut down local processing. It happened to Gandhi's cold press. And that's why on the 30th of January in 2016, I went to Gandhi's ashram to defend his cold press oil mill because it produces better oil. Industrial oils are bad for health. That's now quite recognized. For people who want to come to Navdanya to learn about seed saving, to learn about ecological agriculture, to learn about fair trade, to learn how to build local food economies, we have continuous opportunity for internship, and we have the possibilities of courses. We do the 1-month course on the A to Z of agroecology and organic food systems. And all the details for this can be found at www.navdanya.org on the page Earth University.